Hi guys, let's see who we have here, if we can get Jonas. Hi guys. Hey, hi. Hopefully you can hear okay. I'm waiting for Jonas. Hi guys, I'm still waiting. Go Jonas. We're waiting for you. Let's see. I'm sending him a request, but I can't seem to get him here. Why? What's going on? Every time I click on it, it stops. Why? What's going on? Come on, please work.
Well, I think it might do now.
Oh, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
That's weird. Okay,
Yeah.
wait.
What's going on?
No idea. Wait, let me just restart Instagram. Maybe it helps. I'll be right back.
Okay, he says we need to go back to the 90s. Should I
Wait, I'll just restart. I'll restart Instagram and just invite me in a few secs again. Wait. Oh.
Okay. Hi guys, sorry for this little bit of a delay here. I'm trying my best. You know how it goes with the connection sometimes. Hope everybody is well. Sending everyone good vibes. Thanks for your support, everyone, too. Let me see. We will see if we can get Jonas in a few minutes. Who's all here? Saw you on Sunburn 2008. Wow, cool. Okay, let me try again. I'm trying again to get Jonas. Send me another invite. Oh, I just did. Okay.
Crap, it's connecting. It says connecting, but it's not working. I don't know. Are you hearing me again?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
That's weird. Why is it doing this?
Oh, there you are.
Wait, you can see me now? Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Nope, it's all black and there's just a circle spinning. Oh God, great Instagram.
Oh, is that your internet connection maybe?
It should be fine. Ah, there we go.
There we go.
I think, or not.
Oh, it's freezing a little bit.
Wait, let me just see.
Hi. Oh.
Okay, it seems to work now. Yeah. Yeah, now
Hi.
here we are. Hi.
Maybe Maybe we should have done. We should have done a test run after all.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, normally it should be working. It's still showing a little white spinning circle over your face, but it seems to be working.
Oh, really?
It's all right.
Oh, well. As long as your face is showing, it's all good. So how is everything with you?
Great. A little boring right now, but I guess it's for most of us on the planet.
Yeah, so you're in, where are you right now?
In Aarhus in Denmark.
In Denmark?
Yeah, I've been living here nearly 5 years now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
actually really lovely. Close by the ocean, there's nice forests around. Okay, it gets a bit cold in the winter, but it's still nice.
cool. And yeah, so what's the situation there with, you know, with the COVID? Like, is it less strict than it was in Denmark right now, or?
Well, they did do all the strict stuff a bit later than the rest of the world, but right now there's still no fitness studios, no hairdressers. That's why I have this lovely long hair at the moment. But the shops have slowly reopened, and yeah, so it's slowly opening, but yeah, still a long way from normal. I do as a normal job. I work in a coffee shop, as I've always done at the side of the DJing, you know,
Okay.
to have some normal straight income.
Yeah.
And we are still closed, and I'm not sure if we're going to open in April or maybe even May. So yeah, let's see.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you with a mustache and before.
I did have it in Go already.
You had it in Goa, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember. That was there like so short, so many things, you know.
Yeah, it was quite a quick visit.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 days goes really quick. Okay, so let's get to it. I wanna ask. So let's go back a bit and let's ask when you actually first started DJing, and you know, yeah, like how did you start, and you know, when was it?
As far as I remember, but it is, I mean, I can't be 100%, I have to admit, but as far as I remember, it was around end of 95. So, yeah, God, more than 25 years ago. And yeah, well, my parents and, well, my mom, my stepfather, and the rest of the family, we moved down to India in 91. And I did spend a lot of times on parties, and I used to, well, morning times, not all night or any of that stuff. But yeah, and I used to love to watch the DJs. I think I just thought it was really great how they put on the music and make the people dance. And actually, one of my best friends at the time, Leo, who is a little older than me, but yeah, he started DJing, and I was like, hey, yeah, I want to do that. So I just asked Christian, a Danish DJ. I mean, I was 12 years old, and I asked him if he would teach me. And he said, yeah, sure. So I think it took quite a while, 4 or 5 months. I used to go to his house nearly every day and practice mixing with DAT tapes at the time.
Okay, so you started with DAT tapes.
Yeah, the good old DAT tapes. Well, actually, I mean, that's around that time we met as well, if I recall right. It might have even been a bit before. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But
well,
you used to be DJing.
I'm the older one out of that gang.
Yeah, you're the older generation of us. Yeah, that's true.
A little bit, yeah. But yeah, I remember you DJing like I can't remember exactly the first party either, but I know that you were tiny. Yeah,
well, I think if I'm not mistaken, the first one was in North Anjuna and back in a garden for Asido. He did like a party in North Anjuna in a garden, and I got to play first. As I mean, it was like 9, 10-ish or so. I was 12 years old, so I remember being super excited. And I used to nearly every track I put on, I ran out and I told everyone which track this was and all. Yeah, but great memories, God. And I think after that was Shorba. I played with Christian together.
Yeah.
In the beginning, actually, I did play with Christian's dub tapes because I didn't have my own, so I used his music as that was the one that I was practicing on.
Okay, yeah, Shoba was the place at that time, eh?
Oh yeah, good old sunsets, everyone together, every evening. Wednesdays it
Yeah,
was always packed, but I mean it was every evening as well
every day
full.
sunset was
Yeah.
some kind of party going on there. But yeah, Wednesdays was obviously the packed day.
Yeah, it was in those times, God, it was always just one DJ playing the 5 hours or 6 hours. I think it always went till 10 or something like that, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Those days were when we had the opportunity to play long sets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really nice to be able to make a proper story. And
yeah,
nowadays it's like you have an hour or 1.5, sometimes 2. But that's yeah. I mean, okay, 2 hours is getting there. It's all right. But like an hour, 1.5, you can't really get in. It takes you at least half an hour to get into your set and into the vibes,
I
and
know,
then
right?
it's like nearly over already.
And even sometimes you don't even get an hour. Sometimes it's like 45 minutes, which is kind of a joke.
Yeah, crazy, really. But okay, there's so many artists nowadays, and yeah, it is hard. I mean, as I don't know, I guess yeah, you know that I do the lineup on the Antares, and
Oh,
well, I've been doing this now 6 years. Well, okay, well, actually a break now, and it seems like another year break. We've moved to next year, but I'm always in that position that yeah, try and get this balance of getting enough long sets, but also trying to get as many people as possible to play and
yeah.
be
Okay.
nice to the friends and let them have a chance to play. And then it quickly goes really far. Yeah, here somebody's just saying 3 to 4 hours at Vortex in Cape Town. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm normally well, I've been there now. Not last year, but the year before, and the year before that, I played at Vortex in South Africa, and there on their parties they had extra long sets, which is awesome. I played 3 hours, and I really love the South African vibe. It's really nice old school vibe on those parties there. So there
Yeah.
they still give you nice long sets.
Yeah. I haven't been to South Africa in a long time. I played there once also. It was really nice.
Yeah, great people, great
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. Because I was scrolling up to see what all the messages was, and then I couldn't see your face anymore. So I was like, "What's going on?" But you're getting a lot of messages. Can you read them too?
Goa, Jonas, when you're coming to Goa this time? Well, it looks like this year I won't be able to make it due to this whole situation, but I'll try my best to be back next year and hopefully get to play in Hilltop and Shiva Valley and all the beautiful, iconic party spots in Goa and have the Goa vibes because they are not like anywhere else on this planet.
Yeah. True. So what are your pretty much this year? So are you supposed to be playing at the Antares, or when is that supposed to be normally?
Well, Antares was going to be this year, but we already decided due to this whole situation that we're going to move it to next year. So
Next
the
year.
next Antares is going to be 14th to 18th July 2022 because
Okay.
to make a festival that size, you need to plan in advance. You need to be sure that these things happen, and yeah, you can't really. So we decided straight, just go with the safe route and give it another year break and be sure that we can have it next year. Because I mean, I do have quite a few bookings this summer actually, but
Okay.
I still don't really see them happening if I look at the countries and everything. So
There's a big fan of yours here. So
hey.
so you're not really sure about what's going to happen this year then for you gig wise. You're not really 100% sure.
Not at all.
So
I mean,
probably
I still have the hopes. I mean, from Ozora to sci-fi, but the current situation, it doesn't look like it's really going to be happening. Yeah.
well, that's kind of a shame, I guess.
Yeah.
So then I wonder, like now, so I wanted to ask about, so you started you said around 90 what? DJ?
95, end of 95, beginning 96, that season it was that I started playing.
Okay. And then when can I mean, how can I ask, like, when did you like start your like DJ career? Like,
Well, that's a kind of difficult question because, well, not really, but I mean, while I was growing up in Goa and like from 12 to 15, I did play a lot. And I mean, I even got to play on the boom for when I was 14, which was super lucky situation to even get that set. But in the end, none of them really made me any money. So I was not really earning anything with it at all. I mean, okay, I was a young age as well. And with 15, I moved back to Germany.
okay,
And I had quite a few years of barely any DJing. I had a few sets that played, but I learned a job. I finished school. I did all of that normal stuff, which I actually never used again in my life. But okay, I have the papers.
yeah,
And I didn't play much. And I think I started playing again around 22 or so, 21, 22. I really got back into it. And I think most of the things that I have achieved now started from then. I mean, I did have the legend sitting behind me, oh, that young kid who used to play.
yeah.
But I actually, yeah, I think I built it all up from then. And yeah, I would say that's the part where it all started properly.
And how many years ago was that, would you say?
It was actually 15 years ago. Wow.
15 years ago. Wow, hey?
Time
Crazy.
runs, yeah.
I know how time flies, eh? So what was like your first, like, you know, when you actually started being a DJ, like making it your career, what was the first like big event that you played at? And where?
Well, I mean, I would say the biggest event I played at and where was Portugal, Boom 98. And that was for sure the most memorable, even though, I mean, I did get some money for it a bit later. There was a bit of a situation because I actually jumped in for another DJ. So I was not like properly, I don't know, paid, taken care of like the other DJ. It was a bit different. I mean, in the end, it was really great. And I really enjoyed it. So I would say that was my biggest gig of the whole career. That's where it all started for me. It was really big. But when I came back to Germany, actually Antares 99 in the summer was my first big, and actually until date also one of my more paid gigs at all. I mean, Uwe, the organizer, he gave me the chance. I mean, I was 15 then, and he paid me really well and really fairly. So that was the first really big paid DJ job. Yeah.
Okay. And what was that experience like? Like, I mean, obviously you played. It was
lovely, but there was also actually a very weird situation. Someone who was a bit too drunk and high started freaking out during my set and complaining that he paid money to enter this party, and now there's a little kid playing up here, and what's all of this? And actually, it was Yoshi and Akida who were there, and then carried him off the dance floor because he was totally freaking out about this whole situation and why there's a kid playing now, and he paid 50 Deutschmarks to enter this party.
That is hilarious. Oh my God. That is too funny.
But it was really lovely, and it was a really nice experience. I mean, my first proper big event in comparison to the Indian ones.
Okay.
Like where you know, under the palm trees with a few black lights and painted coconuts.
Yeah. Wow. So okay. So So that's pretty much like your first and probably most memorable one to start with, right? Was that one?
Yeah.
And then so which other like big events, like festivals or events, have you played at, like, you know, in the past, say, 10 years?
Well, I think my favorite in the world is for sure the Ozora Festival. I mean, I'm really lucky that they have they invited me. I think it was 2013, but just as a guest. They just invited me. They said free entry, come in. They put me in the backstage. They took care of me, and I got to experience it the first time. And then from 2014, I've actually been playing there every year. And since 3 years, I've also been stage managing there, so kind of part of the team. And I don't know what it is about Ozora Festival, but I mean, I don't. I think it was 2018. I opened the main floor after the opening band. Um, that was like the biggest set I've ever had. There must have been 30,000 people there when I started, which was really exciting. But the years before also, I played in the morning. I had only a couple of hundred people on the dance floor, but it was still always one of the most unforgettable sets. The energy from that valley and from the people is, I don't know why, it's incomparable. It's really is magic. Just yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess Sayashi also told me the same. Like for him, that's one of the best gigs he's played at also. Cool.
But yeah, I mean, others is Antara's project is for sure a big part of my heart, and I do hear some people calling it the small Ozora and stuff. So that's really makes me proud to be a part of that and be able to give the people a musical journey there. Sci-fi, really beautiful vibes in Holland. Very different festival, which because they kind of on the weekends, I think the music goes till 2 or so, and on Thursday and Friday it stops at 11 or something. So you don't have any music at night. They have a sort of silent disco for the dark floor and the ambient, but it's like, which is very magic in a way, because in the morning everybody comes fresh when the dance floor opens, and they party all day till early evening, and yeah, it's. Yeah, another really, really beautiful festival with great vibes.
Okay. And so you played in Portugal and in South Africa.
Yeah, well, Brazil.
Brazil.
I had one New Year gig there, only one until now, sadly. I mean, but that festival was also unbelievable. Adana Festival. They put me on after Asterix, so it was so incredibly packed, the dance floor and the vibes, and it was a very, I did feel a lot of pressure to play after one of the biggest stars in our scene, and but it was a very unforgettable experience, and yeah, sadly until now it's only happened once, so.
Okay. And then I wanted to ask you, like, as a DJ, like, well, you know, before you're playing, like, anywhere, do you ever get nervous or anxious, or you're just always? Till this day, same?
Absolutely. And well, I think it's a big part of it. It's I think when you lose that, it's not going to be the same anymore, because that's the part what I don't know, makes you want to be better and keep being better and doing, because you just want to do the best you can, and it gets it's always, every time a scary moment, absolutely, and exciting, and
and I wanted to, like, if you can explain, is there, like, you know, in any of, like, in all of the countries that you've played at, like, is there like a difference between, like, countries of, like, the vibe on the dance floor, do you think, or do you notice?
It is, but I also think it also totally depends on the party, and you can have amazing vibes in every country and on every dance floor. But yeah, I think very, very big vibes are always in Israel. The people there are super energetic, and the way that dance floor rocks and jumps after the breaks and just gives it its all, it's really incredible. Brazil is also one of those really high-powered countries.
Okay.
But I've had great dance floors in nearly every country I've played. I mean, sure, you do sometimes have some weird ones where you don't feel so good up there, but it mostly is it's mostly myself who has this, and not the people who are on the dance floor. They mostly enjoy themselves, and afterwards you hear it was great, even though you felt like it was not such a nice set and you didn't do such a good job.
Okay, cool. And then I wanted to also ask you, so I'm guessing that you're like producing music now, right? And or you have, because I think if I remember correctly, when I was in Goa last year, you had played a track that you had made. Well, right?
I myself am not producing on my own. I don't really have enough knowledge to do it. Well, maybe I would, but the thing is, to do a producer, you really need to put in, I would say, thousands and thousands of hours to really get up there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I could never really sit there on my own and get into that so much for some reason.
Yeah, me neither.
I really enjoy, yeah, I mean, I guess you know that also, right, in a way. I really enjoy doing it with other people, and yeah, Smoke Some I love that track also. I really love that with YO Together. That's the one you're referring to also in Goa that I played most likely.
Okay.
But it is mainly the producers who do most of the work. I mean, I'm sitting there, I give them my ideas, and we build the track together, but it is most of the producers, the ones I've done. I think I've done 7 collaborations until now.
Okay.
I actually just started 2 new ones here with some Danish guys. Well, one with, where I finished it together with Om Shanti, he's called, and one more we just started. We're about a third of the way with Oxyflux and Om Shanti.
Okay.
So yeah, I myself do not really produce, but I sit with the others. I give them the ideas, and we work out the track together. But sure,
okay.
The main knowledge is from the other guys, and I'm just yeah, sitting with them and doing it together. I mean, sure, I guess they wouldn't be doing the same track if I wasn't there, but I wouldn't be doing any track without them. So
okay, so basically you produce, but with like other people. Do you think you'd ever do anything like solo or?
Actually, now in these times when I don't have really much to do, I have been thinking about it, and I actually do have a SoundCloud where there's a few tracks which I made myself under the pseudonym Psykick, like psychedelic and kick, but
okay.
so Psykick. Those tracks I wrote already like more than 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but
okay.
I just don't really think they come up to the quality that I would really like to reach, and that's why I've kind of given up on doing it on my own.
On your own.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I might be sitting down at some point and start doing it. But to do it properly, you need to, first of all, invest so much money and time. Because you need good sound speakers. You need to soundproof your room and get all of that stuff right, and to really be able to produce really good psytrance as it is nowadays. I mean, the production levels have gone so high in comparison to when we started DJing, you know, the quality of the tracks, the kicks, the bass lines, everything's super fat and clean. And to get to that quality, it takes a lot of work and a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would also, love to produce more stuff, but like you said, it's just, having the money for all that equipment and then having time with 2 kids, forget about it.
Even more, and I don't even have that excuse, but I'm still
no, I mean at least now with this pandemic, I guess people who really want to get into it this is the time really more, I guess they would have the chance to produce more stuff for sure. And then I wanted to ask, like, what are some of your favorite, who's that?
Emma.
Oh, it's Emma.
Saying hi. I haven't seen in ages.
What are some of your favorite, or if you can name some of your favorite trance artists in the scene, like nowadays?
Well, I mean, I play a lot of stuff by, for example, Burn and Noise, I think is really amazing. Virtual Light, an absolute genius. Not every track of his fits into my style, but his production and the tracks that do, I really love them. YO, I think, is really amazing. God, there's so many. I mean, it's yeah, Dixter, GMS, Earthspace. God, there's just too many. It's hard to put them all. I do have a lot of favorites, but I mean, my sets are built up of a lot of Burn and Noise tracks and collaborations, Magic collaborations with other guys. Yes Tomorrow, GMS and Dixter, they have made some really nice tracks. Actually, they're bringing out an album now. I'm really excited to hear it.
And what about some some of your favorite from like back in the day.
Back in the day, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
well,
you know,
GMS, I used
GMS.
to rock most of their stuff. I mean, I think my set was like always a GMS track and another one, a GMS and another artist. Okay, and I played Euphoria,
Yeah.
even MFG, stuff like that, Ethnica, Pleiadians, Extreme. Uh, who else? God, Slinky Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Green Nuns of the Revolution, so actually a part of Dixter, and
And you know what's funny? I was playing one of his albums yesterday because I was like, oh my god, like Green Nuns, like I found like randomly in my CD collection, and I put it on. I was like, wow, and like for those days, his BPM was actually pretty like up there, you know.
mm.
He was like his BPM was like bam bam. It was like 140 plus. Like I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
Green Nuns. I think it was three guys, right? Dixter and two other guys.
Yeah. I can't remember I mean, I knew Dixter, but I can't remember the other two. But yeah, I was like, I was pretty shocked. I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was that, his music was that fast already back in that time, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I used to remember. I think it was Yoshi who told me. So if you ever lose the dance floor, you put on a Green Nuns track and you get them all back.
So then, I wanted to ask the question, like, what was it like for you, like, you know, growing up in Goa, obviously, and then going from there, like you were there for quite a long, you know, bit of your childhood, no, in Goa, and then coming back to Europe, like, how was that for you?
Well, it took me a bit of time to get used to it, and I came back '99 after 8 years in Goa. I mean, I was '98 on the Boom, but that was like 20 days in Europe, were Boom Festival and Momra and Centro in Spain, and sleeping in a bed once in 20 days, just traveling through, so not really getting into the European thing. But when I came back to Germany, I arrived actually, I think around Easter '99, and I arrived in purple fluorescent pants and a fluoro t-shirt, alone, arriving in Hamburg airport, freezing and all gray, and I was like, yeah, it took me a while to get used to it.
Somebody says, hello, Goa freaks.
Hello. And hi, Asiatic Goblin. And I did see here from South Africa, Jared Moonchild. Oh yeah, Armin said, yeah, I think I remember. Yes, man, that was fun. That was good times on Vortex. Yeah. No, it did take some time. I did feel quite lost here in the beginning in Europe because all the buildings like all looked the same. I mean, when you're in India, I knew the trees all looked different, the stones, I knew where to go, and I never got lost. But in Hamburg, coming back, I did get lost a few times, and I didn't know from what direction I came or so when I came back because I sort of had the feeling it all looked the same. But I did get used to it, and yeah, I even ended up finishing school and doing all of that stuff. So
Okay. And what was it like for you, like in like growing up in Goa? Like, I mean, what was your life there?
well, we barely ever had any money. We lived a proper hippie life. In 8 years of living there, I think we moved 20 times, lived in 20 different places. I've lived in a cave. Well, we lived in a cave for like 4 months or so, south on Juna Beach. Lived in a hut 2 or 3 times. Once on Vagator Beach in a teepee we built out of coconut leaves and bamboo. Then in Anjuna we lived in a proper bamboo hut which had like 2 or 3 rooms even. We built all, well, Thomas, my stepfather, and us, we built it together. The last house we lived in had a cowshit floor before I moved back. That was kind of fun. Every 3 months having to go and collect cow shit to put it back on the floors.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember those kind of things. Yeah.
But in the end, it was I loved the freedom. I mean, I have to say, at that time, I didn't always love it, and I did kind of wished we would have had a better life. And I remember having this big issue with my mum because she couldn't buy me a bicycle, and I really wanted a bicycle, but she just didn't have the money, and I didn't kind of understand it, and was freaking out that I want a bicycle. Yo, Psychops, good to see you there. Um, yeah, but it also made me be more responsible, take more care of myself. And I mean, I had to wash my own clothes. We had this thing at home. I was responsible for some housework. My brother was responsible. Once we'd done that, we could go do what we wanted. Just had to be home by sunset.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I
I mean,
started
like,
driving. I started driving on a motorbike with 9, I think. TVS. I mean, you know those, right? The nice
yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
TVSs.
I think I got my first TBS on I think it was on my 13th birthday. I got given a TBS. I was like, whoa, cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was metallic blue. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think I just had the normal green ones, but we only rented it every now and then. I mean, as kids, I had a lot of friends who came during the season. In the monsoon, we were mostly on our own there because all the foreigners left. So spent a lot of time reading books and comics and stuff like that during the monsoon. But during the season, God, we did some crazy stuff. We used to rent the TVSs and go do jumps in the South and Juna, and actually most of the TVSs would come back quite broke. At some point, the Indians didn't want to rent us the bikes anymore because they said we're just going to break them.
yeah. I remember doing some radical things as kids in Goa too. Oh my God, wild kids we were. Yeah. Well, I remember like back in the day, you know those Rajdoots.
Oh yeah.
You could
They
actually
sounded exactly like the name. They were like
yeah, Rajdoots, and you could actually you didn't even need a key for them. You could actually just put a stick and like get it to start. Us kids figured that out. So yeah, those were some fun times. Alia's like, yeah, we sure. Hi, Alia. Yeah, yeah. I remember we when some kids realized that some Rajdoots went missing. Joyriding. Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
but it was lovely to be able to. That's still one of my favorite memories of Goa, sitting on the bike with the wind in the hair, with that warm weather, and just driving along the roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, you know, being able to be like all us kids at the parties, like, you know, I mean, yeah, okay, maybe you were the next, I was a little bit older, but yeah, like, you know, just having that whole gang and, you know, at the parties as kids was so much fun.
And the old days without mobile phones, I mean, that's why we had these meeting points. Everyone would be at Sunset at Shore Bar. After that, it was 9 Bar. After that, people would be in Primrose. That was like the meeting places. So
Primrose
I remember
was,
in the old days,
was
we
like
would
the place to get all the info, like what was going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the old days, we used to just drive from house to house and see if someone was there. If not, then you go to the beach to check until you found your people. And
yeah. And nowadays, even if people have phones, you know, texting or whatever, it's kind of funny. Like, like even if you want to call somebody, it's like you have to like text them first to say, "Is it okay if I call you?" It's a bit weird. It's like, well, why do you have a freaking phone in the first place?
That is true.
You know, like when I did that, I just called somebody randomly a few weeks ago, and they were like, "Oh, you don't text before you call." I'm like, what? You have a phone? Like, isn't that why you have a phone, dude? It's strange. Oh dear.
Yeah, well, and for that, we're always online, always reachable, always news and things coming in. Oh God, it's gotten so stressy in comparison to the old days, hasn't it?
I know, right? Yeah. And so, okay, so pretty much you don't really know what's going to happen like for your gigs this year, but next year you think you'll probably pretty much be fully booked, I'm guessing, because I'm guessing all the things that you're supposed to be playing at this year will be postponed until next year.
I hope so. I hope that everyone survives. I mean, it's also a question of if they can, because the situation, I mean, for most festivals is quite dire. I mean, they have costs that just are there. They can't stop them, and normally they would have these costs, but then they have the events every year to bring in the money to do it. But now, yeah, it's been like I say, I'm not really sure anything's going to happen this year. If then maybe in a smaller basis, but at the moment it doesn't really look like it yet. I think realistically, end of this year, or yeah, we will start having events again, hopefully. So yeah, I hope that all the festivals survive, and I hope that I'm still booked like I was last year. But
Yeah,
it's not going to be easy for everyone to come back
yeah.
after this.
Let's see what happens. I mean, obviously some countries are still pretty lucky that they can go on with their gigs, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Goa is a big example. You look at the parties there; it's as if nothing's ever happened. And
yeah, and I hear like in New Zealand there's stuff going on, and
yeah,
I don't know where else. Like I hear Mexico is not suffering so bad either, really, from the COVID situation.
yeah, but there's not so many big events going on there in Mexico. It's like, but yeah, a lot of my friends, actually the ones who would normally be going to Goa, are now in Tulum and the other side of Mexico. I forgot the name now. There's another that's more the hippie area, and Tulum is a more classy tourist area. But there's a lot of Goa freaks down in Mexico this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because can't get a tourist visa in India.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, I hope for, you know, people, you know, like you and other artists, you know, who are like dying to, you know, continue their work and work sometime soon.
I am really lucky and blessed. Or I realize again that I've done the right choice. That I also always have had a normal job on the side. I mean,
exactly.
Even when I was DJing more, I would work at least 5 to 10 days a month in the coffee shop, and like this, I would always have something that's happening for sure, because gigs are very. Yeah, some month you have one every week. Some month you only have one. Some month you don't have any. It's never
any.
Yeah, unless you're one of the really big guys in our scene who have. Loads of gigs every week normally, but yeah, those guys also don't have another job, and a lot in our scene really have problems right now financially and to keep their life together.
Yeah, true. Yeah, crazy. Well, I mean, what can I say?
Yeah,
I don't know. Nobody really knows what's the real situation, and you know.
Yeah, well, it does make you question a bit when you see Goa is having a blast and everything. Hi, Igor. And it seems like everything's normal down there. So you do question it a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I do hope that at some point we find back to some sort of normality, even though I think the new normal won't be the same as the normal before. You will be seeing more masks in the world after this, no matter how good. Yeah, I know. Get a haircut.
Oh my God, so funny.
So I think we will get back to having events, and it will get back to some sort of normality. I don't know exactly what that will look like, but it will be different than it has been.
Yeah,
before.
for sure. And then once the events happen, they're going to be like full on blasting. You know, people like just can't wait to like let their energy all out, and it'll probably be awesome.
That's going to be for sure amazing, and I do hope that more people will appreciate more the things we have in our life.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate the abilities to come together and have these big events, because God, it was a huge, great thing that we used to have, and I really miss it, and I bet a lot of people do. So
yeah.
Well, I really hope that the humans don't, like they normally do, forget everything and go back to like it never was, and they really appreciate what we have and what we can have.
True. I also wanted to ask you, you're like, what platforms your music is on, but also I wanted to ask you, because I've been thinking about what other questions, but I wanted to ask you, did you ever like release any CD mixes, like on any labels or anything?
Mixes I've never released. No, I've just been putting them on SoundCloud and things like that, but I never released the CD. Actually, I did one compilation for the Antares together with LXD Psy, who's here with us in the chat right now. We did a compilation for the Antares, so that's actually the only CD compilation that I've done until now.
Okay.
But I actually just started working on one, because that's what I'm gonna be using this lockdown a bit, to try and finally get my own first compilation out with completely my choice of tracks. And yeah, I hope it'll be ready in a few months. This stuff always takes a bit of time to find the right tracks, because there's a lot of music out there, but yeah, to really find the ones you want to put on a CD, that takes some time. Yeah.
So you're doing a compilation right now, then?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I've started collecting a few tracks, and I hope that I can put 1 or 2 collaborations on there as well. And yeah.
Okay, and that will be released on what?
Well, I am actually part of Proton Music, a Danish label, so I'm playing for them. But this compilation will most likely be coming out on Sacred Technology in Israel. But we haven't finally talked about all the details, but that's the plan. Yeah, I'm going to release a CD with them, but most of my collaborations and tracks in the future are going to be coming out on Proton Music here.
Okay, cool. And then your where do we find like your mixes or music that you've made? Like, what are your platforms that we look for? Like, obviously SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud, you find a load of mixes of mine, and maybe also a few tracks, I'm sure. I mean, just search for my name. I guess that is the easiest way. I have my own SoundCloud. Otherwise, on YouTube, there's also, I think, 3 full sets on there. Now, there's 2 sets from festivals, and there's a few live streams on there and stuff like that. So videos as well. And yeah, I mean, it's the usual suspects for us DJs to put out their music to the world. Yeah.
Okay, so SoundCloud and YouTube then.
Yeah.
Okay, and then to look out for your new compilation in maybe this year, you think? Or next year?
Well, I hope, it's just March, so it should be this year. I hopefully will manage. I mean, most of the artists do have a lot of time to write music right now, and they are a little bit more eager to do so than myself with writing music. So I hope I find some nice tracks together, and I really want this to be a really good compilation, as yeah, I've never done one on my own yet properly, and that after now actually end of last year I had my 25-year anniversary, and I actually had a really big plan over the summer to record most of my sets and do a little documentary about my story, about how I became DJ and all of that. Yeah, it all got washed away because of Corona, so I hope I can do it at some point in the future. I still plan on doing that.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, so now after 25 years of DJing, it would be nice to also have a own compilation finally.
Yeah, 25 years, geez.
Yeah, well, it's been even longer for you, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, I didn't start DJing as young as you, you know. I mean, obviously I was making mixtapes and stuff for people around that age, but I wasn't really DJing out at that age. But yeah, been doing it for a while. had a little bit of a break in between, but
yeah, I know how it is. Sometimes life just gets in the way, and I mean, in a way, I've had quite a long break now, because 2019 I had a bit of a health issue, so I had to cancel all my gigs. I only had 1 gig in the summer of 2019. And actually now 2020 was meant to be a big year again. I had a lot of gigs and nice things lined up, but it all got cancelled. So I've nearly had now 1.5, 2 years off of DJing.
Yeah.
Except for playing in Goa when I was there. Before that, I didn't play much because I had cancelled all my gigs. So.
But 1.5 years still it's not so bad, you know. For me, it was a long break. So, but then I think we have a little bit more. I know we're kind of pushing the time, but I wanted to ask you, you know, what do you think of like the trance scene like now compared to say 15 years ago? Like, and what way has it changed, and what's the good, what's the bad, you know?
Yeah, well, so first of all, my year I had a bit of a stress-related burnout because of too much stress of organizing a festival, doing a normal job, DJing, and everything together. It just all got too much, and I had, yeah, panic attacks and could not handle big crowds. So yeah, that was the reason why I canceled it. I'm doing much better now. I still have some issues, and it's not all gone back to my good old self, but that's the way it is. Yo, Osh, good to see you. Yeah, that's the way it is. I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I'm back to playing and just taking more care of myself. That's the way it's. Okay, so the question to the Psytrance is, it's gotten a lot bigger, and I think one of the biggest reasons for that is that we've gotten so many incredible undergenres. So instead of just having Goa trance, as it used to be called, now you have Goa trance, which is meant to be the old Goa. Okay, I don't know about all the names they've given all the subgenres, but that's the way it is.
I know that's another thing I want to ask is like, like when people ask like, oh, what kind of music do you play? Me personally, I just say trance, because for me it's always been trance, but now it's like people put these labels, Goa trance, Psy trance, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, I have to say, I would just say psytrance, because in the end it is psychedelic trance, because you do have the trance, normal trance, which is less psychedelic, less sounds, less things happening, and just these straightforward melodies and stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, I would say it's psytrance, but yeah, now you have progressive trance, you have
Yeah.
dark prog, you have
Yeah.
forest, you have high tech, you have full on, you have so many genres, and in that way we managed to give a lot of more flavors to everyone. A lot of a lot of more people find something they like in the music, which is kind of nice, I would say. But at the same time, it's yeah, it has, instead of being all together on one dance floor, now you have on trance parties the different dance floors. One is the dark. Okay, I'm going to the dark. I'm going to that one. It's not such a big togetherness anymore. I mean, even though at the same time our scene is the most family-like in the world, I would still say, even we do have different tastes and we might go to different dance floors, but it is the one where we help each other so much and everyone's there for each other, and it is a big family. So
Yeah, and okay, yeah. I mean, for me personally, I think like music-wise, a lot of the music nowadays is not so much storytelling as compared to, in the 90s. But
yeah, that is true in a way, but I do think the music has gotten a lot more, I would say, I don't know, maybe intelligent in comparison what it used to be. I mean, it used to be a lot more with melodies and things like that, and nowadays it's a lot of sounds and the way the sounds communicate with each other. That you have the sounds. It's, instead of melodies, you have these sounds speaking to each other, like and you have the answer there and that. And a lot of the psytrance is made by this formula nowadays. So it's you get a key of a track, you press one button, and you have the ARP, and you modulate the sounds a bit, and then you record it, you cut it up, you take bits, and they're all in the same key, but they're all just sounds. So it all just is a bit more. Yeah, it is different than what it used to be. It used to be a lot more melodic, and
yeah.
But I do think, I mean, I think you can still find those story tracks out there. And
Oh yeah, for sure. There's still certain artists, obviously, that started back in that era that are still making, music to this day. That obviously they've evolved slightly,
yeah,
for
sure.
for
You
now.
still,
But yeah, but you can still find those type of tracks. Yeah. Well, I didn't know anything about your issues either, so I hope that everything is working out for you, Jonas, and that your health is getting back to where it's supposed to be. And yeah,
I'm working on it, and I hope it will, and it is. But yeah, I have become a lot more. Yeah, I do take a lot more care of myself, and since then, and I think that's a good thing that happened. So that I am able to take more care of myself.
Yeah. As we get older, shit happens. we're not teeny boppers anymore. So yeah, just take it easy. And then I guess, so I don't know how many people we have on here, but if anybody right now wants to ask Jonas anything, any questions before we go, please shoot some questions and he can answer them for you.
So here, Mayur, what are you asking? What are my views on dark music, dark psytrance? Well, my music on dark psytrance. I'm not the biggest fan. I do prefer more of a happier vibe on the dance floor than it getting too dark and too twisted. But I do know that it has a lot of followers and a lot of people like these darker journeys on the dance floor, and I respect that. And I know that there's quite a few nice artists out there. I think in the end there's good music in every genre. So, but I do prefer the more, yeah, I would not necessarily fluffy, happy stuff, but more groovy and
more upbeat.
yeah, groovy and something that is a bit more, I don't know, good mood music, and not to get you into this really dark place and go, yeah. So that's would be my sort of view on dark trance.
Let's get one more question before we go. Can you see any up there?
Seems high tech and other. Any views on that? Well, like I say, I do think there is good music in every genre, and there's also some nice high tech out there. It is super energetic. But personally, I think it's kind of too fast to really dance to, especially if you want to dance for a long time. If you have this high tech stuff, it just, you know what I mean? It's like, but there is some nice music, even in high tech. There's some nice music in every genre, and I think that is true to every genre of music, not
exactly.
only so,
exactly. There's good reggae, there's bad reggae, there's
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Well, you know what, Jonas, it's been really awesome having you here, and you know, I'm hoping that we can do an interview number 2, because there's so much, you know, so many things to talk about. And then, like, yeah, I wanted to make the time, like, because here to save the videos to share it, it's you have to make the time under an hour. But I hope that you enjoyed it, and it's been really nice talking to you. And I hope that, like I said, that you can do another one with me.
Yeah, let's do it for sure. I'm up for it. It's
okay, cool.
To you and talking a bit about our past and
the
future.
Yeah. Well, I wish you all the luck for, you know, next year for all your gigs for sure. And
thank you. You too.
Yeah, take good care of yourself.
Oh, well, you too. Good talking to you, Domino.
And you, good vibes always. Hey.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.